What's going on, guys? It's GordonSine here, coach of your New Jersey Giratinas, bringing you my Week 3 recap for my battle versus EpicMic and the Boston Bronzongs. So, before we get into the battle, looking over my team this week, I decided to bring Scrafty, Electivire, Haxorus, Heatran, Landorus, and Jellicent. Scrafty was running Dragon Dance, Fake Out, Drain Punch, and Crunch. Dragon Dance Scrafty, based on my speed calcs, pretty much outsped mixed team. I got up one Dragon Dance. Scarf Electivire also outsped. And it was running Wild Charge, Earthquake, and Facade in case he burned me with Rotom. And then Fire Punch, which I changed from Brick Break about last minute because I'm like, wait, Fire Punch is going to do a lot more to Kartana. So you'll see that I was very happy that I did that later on. But, continuing, Haxorus had Earthquake, Outrage, Night Slash, Swords Dance. And the 56 HP was basically, I forget exactly what it lived, but it helped live some attack. I don't remember. I just know it helped it out. Flamethrower, Earth Power, Stealth Rock, and Dark Pulse on Heatran with the Shuckleberry. Landorus had the Life Orb with Earth Power, Defog, Rock Slide, Knockoff. And then for finally, Jellicent had Surf, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, and Recover. And again, all these calcs are to live different hits. Jellicent with its Bold Nature and Defense Investment actually lived one knockoff from Mega Absol at full health. So yeah. Anyway, let's get into the battle. Turn 1, I led off with Electivire. He leads off with Blacephalon, so I'm pretty much free to Earthquake here. If he switches in Rotom, good on him. He does not, however, he is Sash. And here he reveals he's Hidden Power Ground. And actually, his Fire-type stab, I think he had Flamethrower. I'm not quite sure. I actually would have done more, so. Now, I was expecting switch into Rotom here, so that's why I switched out. Haxorus has Mold Breaker, Earthquake, that's why Haxorus. I was expecting the switch, but he does not switch, and he gets damage off on my Haxorus. In all honesty, I probably should have just stayed in and finished the thing off, because if he switched in Rotom, it really doesn't hurt me. Cause there's not that much it could have done. I could have made a safe switch into something, so I don't know. Probably not the best play on my part, but it's fine. Too much damage on Haxorus early on, making Haxorus kind of useless. Unlike I wanted him to be, because he had a Z move. He was supposed to do a lot of work in this battle, but Blacephalon goes down, and I know my Haxorus, even though it's supposed to put in work, probably isn't worth keeping around and taking damage. So I just sack it off here, not looking to kill off anything. And lucky for me, I didn't switch in anything because that was a crit, and that could have put in a lot of damage on something else on my team. So I bring in Heatran here pretty much for free, not really scared of anything. Rotom comes in. I just Flamethrower trying to get damage off, you know, doing some chip. Doesn't do too much to Rotom, obviously. So now I'm going to switch into Jellicent, expecting a Water-type move. He does go for Thunderbolt, expecting that. But because I am leftovers, I will guarantee live another one. So he goes for it again. I stay in, and I just click Recover. Because with leftovers, I technically win this 1v1. There's nothing really he can do to my Jellicent. So he's obviously going to be forced to switch here. I'm going to go for the Recover. I guess if I prepped it right, knowing he did have Mega Absol, I could have run Dazzling Gleam on this thing, and that could have been a good prediction. But I didn't have Dazzling Gleam, so it doesn't really matter. It is what it is. I clicked Recover. So now I switch out, trying to get the Intimidate off. So I definitely can deal with Absol now. Well, at least I feel like I can. So he knocks off, and so this is where Rotom comes in and is a big problem, because I was expecting it. I Dragon Dance, and even though I was Intimidate and that put in a little bit of work, Shed Skin would have been nicer, as you can see. I'm going to go for Crunch. It still doesn't do that much. He's running a bulky Rotom set, and he burns me. I probably should have run Shed Skin in all honesty, because Scrafty was going to sweep through this team if I didn't get burned. Pretty much, there wasn't much that could have done damage. This thing put in a lot of work, but burn's unfortunate. I am gonna switch it out anyway, just because I feel like I can do something with it later with that Intimidate. So I'm going to go back into Jellicent, which can wall this Rotom. I know he's going into Absol here, but I want that health back, you know. I want to be able to live hits. I'm going to go back into my Scrafty, get the Intimidate off. I know I really don't need the Scrafty anymore. I'm just going to kind of let it make this Absol feel useless. He has Hidden Power Flying. I think that's what that was. I think that's what they told me. So it kills me. Again, I was not expecting Mixed Absol, but at this point, Electivire comes in, outspeeds, and can kill with Wild Charge, and Wild Charge does damage to Rotom, so that's why I used it. Now, I wasn't really expecting a switch. I was kind of expecting him to sack it off, but I guess it makes sense. I knew Wild Charge basically did damage, though, to everything on his team, so that's why I stayed in. There was no real point. But now, fearing an Earthquake, I was going to switch out. He does have Meteor Mash, so I switched. He does get the Attack Raise, however, which is kind of scary, but luckily for me, he does end up switching anyway. I do Shadow Ball there. It's resisted, but again, does damage to Absol. Now, I think I stay in, because I know that knockoff at 90 HP, I'm pretty sure was a roll, very much in Mick's favor, but if he got the low roll, I think I had a very, very slim chance to live that. I think. So that's a little unfortunate, but not really. It doesn't really matter. At this point, though, in the game, I was a little freaked out because I'm down to 3. He has 5. I wasn't sure if I was going to win this. Again, Wild Charge just because it does the most damage. It kills Rotom there. And now I know I cannot lose Electivire, because Electivire can kill Kartana. Kartana can kill Heatran. This thing outspeeds Kartana, so I need to keep Electivire alive. I cannot just let it go down. So I'm going to switch it out. Meteor Mash does miss Landorus, which is not huge, but I'd say it mattered somewhat. I do Earth Power here. It does a lot to Espeon. Now, I EV'd this thing to live a Psychic from Espeon, but I outspeed anyway because he wasn't max speed. So, I don't know, Lando might outspeed anyway if it's max speed. I forget my speed calcs and everything. But my point is, even if he had Psychic, it wouldn't have killed. However, Ice Beam on Absol I was not expecting, because I knew Earth Power basically just swept through his team at this point. But Ice Beam kills me. I guess I could have switched trying to preserve Lando, knowing it was important, but Heatran was just as important as Lando at this point in this game. So Heatran now comes in here. It lives the knockoff. I do lose my Shucca Berry, but that's not really important because Flamethrower now kills that range. And this is where he brings in Metagross. Now, Metagross dies to a Flamethrower. Apparently, if he brought in Kartana there, he would have outsped and been able to kill off Heatran. And then, I think they said that because of that, even though Electivire would have come in and killed off Kartana with the Fire Punch, I don't think Fire Punch would have killed Metagross at that range. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure if they did all the calcs right, but I don't know. So, Mick did kind of misplay there, I guess. Anyway, he Sacred Swords. He gets the Beast Boost. Luckily, it's for Kartana's attack and not like speed or anything like that. So, Scarf Electivire is still going to be able to come in, Fire Punch, and take the win. Mick was originally Focus Sash too, and not Life Orb. So, I got very lucky. He switched items there as well. And I end up taking a 1-0 victory over EpicMic. Electivire getting 2 more kills, I think. Getting me Electivire up to 9 kills in the kill leader list. So that's pretty good for Electivire. Pretty happy there. You know, my whole team pretty much put in some work in this battle. I think Scrafty probably could have done a little more if I played a little better with that. Maybe gave it Shedskin, Haxorus again. Probably could have put in a lot more work if I just left Electivire in on the Blacephalon. But at the end of the day, who knows? Because, look, Electivire lived at 15 and Fire Punched its way to victory anyway at the end. So, win's a win. Good game to make. I know there are parts where people said, oh, well, he could have won here and there, which he could have. Again, we all misplay. I made a few mistakes in this battle. We're both new to League battling. We both made mistakes. I'm sure this battle could have went either way if one of us made a slightly different play. So, great job to EpicMic. Great battle, and I'm looking forward to playing Valordin in week 4. So look out for that battle. It's coming up soon. And until then, I've been GordonSine, signing off.